So, have you ever had something really important that you had to do and you couldn't get it done on time, or you couldn't get it done at all because you were either genuinely busy with doing other things, or you got distracted, or something else just took your time, and at the end of the day you didn't get this thing or these things done? Well, welcome to my life. Sometime last year, I was really determined to finally write my book. And it was just something, excuse me, it was just something I knew I had to do. And if I didn't do it, I had this weight on me. It was just something I really needed to get out there. And because of this, I decided, you know what, it was time to focus. It was time to take the bull by the horn and get it done. And after applying my focus strategies, I finally got it done. Last year, I was able to finally write, publish, and launch my book, The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, Then Love. And I did this using some focus strategies I'd like to share with us today. So, the first thing I had to do was that I had to make up my mind that this was important to me. I had to make up my mind that I needed to get this done. And I think that's really the first step, because if you don't decide that something is important, if you don't see the issues that might come up with you not doing it, for instance, if I was going to make dinner and I just kept on procrastinating it, then what could happen if dinner isn't ready? Everybody in the house is going to go hungry, and that would be bad, right? Or if you had to submit a proposal, you start to look bad at work or wherever, or the team you're working with, if you don't get things done on time, just simply because you cannot focus on stuff. So you have to really decide that what it is that you want to do is really important. And so that was one of the first things I did. I decided that it was important for me to get it done. Secondly, I had to set a deadline. I set a deadline. I told my friends about it. I told my husband about it. I told family about it. I told the small team I was working with, I told them about it. I said, you know what, June 21st, we are launching this book. And I made a big fuss about it. So they held me accountable. So the second thing you might want to do when you're trying to get something done is to set a deadline. A deadline keeps you accountable. Your friends, your family, people around you that you have told about it, they keep you accountable. They keep you in check to want to finish when you said you would finish. So if your boss at work gave you something to do and gave you a deadline, what do? You try your best to try and make that deadline. That's how we get things done, by having deadlines. Thirdly, I had to prepare for it. So I'm beginning to learn that what you don't prepare for, you have no real intentions of actually doing them. If you eventually do something that you were not prepared to do, it kind of like a mistake. And you don't want to make mistakes. You don't want to be someone who is known for making mistakes, doing things just out of the blue. So if you really want to get something done, I had to prepare myself. I had to it could be as little as, just bring out the laptop, set it up, make sure it's charged, open your Word. And so I had to prepare myself. I had to decide on the place and the time I was going to do my work. I had to get all the resources I needed available to me before time. And just get things ready to help you do this thing that you are trying to do. Ask whoever you need help from, ask them for help before time. Let them know that they're going to help you get this thing done. And so I prepared myself for it. Fourthly, I had to create the right environment. So I'm a writer, and I really cannot do any writing when or during the in the afternoon. I can't get writing done during in the afternoon. My child is back from school. I'm thinking dinner. I'm thinking, oh, I have to go for church service. I'm thinking different kind of things. But for you to get work done, don't forget we're talking about focus. For you to get work done, you actually need to do it in an environment that helps you get it done as fast and as effectively as you possibly can. So I have a small office I had neglected for a while. I had to, after paying my rent that year, I had to quickly go back. I went back to the office, put things in order, because that was the place where I could get quiet. I could quiet down. I didn't have any distractions of the house, because usually if I'm at home, I'm thinking dinner. I'm thinking, oh, I need to go and pick my kids. I'm thinking, oh, why is that dust there? Or why is that cobweb there? I'm thinking different things. But in the office environment, in this place where it's just me and quiet, I can actually focus on what I need to get done. So I created the right environment. Every day after dropping my child at school, I spent about 4 hours just being by myself writing, and that was how I was able to write majority of my book. So the fifth thing is to just do it. You have everything, you've done everything, you have decided that this is important for you to do. You have weighed the pros and the cons of not doing what you have set out to do. You have set a deadline. You have made yourself accountable to people that also know the deadline. If you want to go big, you can put it on social media. If it's something you can share on social media, you can share it on social media. Go big. Let the whole world know that by this date, I am set to do this. It keeps you focused. It keeps you accountable. I said, thirdly, you have to prepare for it. You have to prepare yourself. You have to prepare, put things in place to actually get you to do what you have set out to do. Fourthly, I said create the right environment. Whatever kind of environment helps you to work. I like to work in very quiet places. That is really just me, my thoughts, my laptop, and my pen. That's how I like to work. So create the right environment. And finally, everything is set. You're good to go. Just do it. Just do it. So just as a case of recapping everything that has been said, we're talking about focus. And what is focus? Focus is concentrating on just one thing rather than a lot of things. Not doing what you have set out to do. It will cost you something. At the end of the day, it costs you something. Even though it looks like right now, oh, you don't have anything to lose. But eventually, if you keep on dropping the ball on things that you ought to do, you start to look bad, and you start to look like someone who isn't very responsible. Another thing to always keep in mind is that people say procrastination is the thief of time. Do not procrastinate any further. Go ahead with these 5 steps that I have shared with you. Kick procrastination out of your life. Do what you have decided that you want to do. Finally, the reward for finishing work is satisfying. It is so satisfying. I can't tell you how much satisfaction I have gotten from actually finishing this book. I can't tell you how much satisfaction I have every time I go into a bookstore and I see it on the bookshelf, or I have somebody give me a review about it, or even just staring at it. I get so much satisfaction from this. I am so happy with myself. I'm so happy with what I've been able to achieve, and that is a wonderful feeling to have in this time and in this age. The satisfaction of knowing that you have done something well, you have delivered on something you said you were going to deliver on. So thank you for joining me one more time. I want to ask you that you can please follow me on Instagram or on Facebook. I write weekly articles, so you can follow me to read my weekly articles, or you can subscribe to my YouTube channel to catch some of my monthly videos. Till I see you next time, keep changing, keep getting better, and keep evolving. Bye.